Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, westerns. So June is nearly upon us, and that means June on the Range, the Western reading event created by Michael K. Vaughan and hosted by a bunch of booktubers, including me. I'll put a link to everyone's channels in the description for this. So I have ended up with as tends to be the case when there's a reading event coming up, I've just gone mad and bought far too many books. So I've got a huge stack of books in front of me, which there's no hope of me getting through in June. So this is not a TBR video, this is a may be read video, an MBR. So these are all the books that are, potentials for me to read in the month of June. For June on the Range. The first one to mention though is not one I've got a physical copy of. I've got it on my Kindle, and that is Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, which we'll be reading for the Birth Year Book Club. So if you don't know, that is a loose collection of people who are reading books that were picked by booktubers as their favourite birth year book in the birth year book tag that I created a while ago. So the one we are choosing for this month is Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, as I just said and then forgot, which was picked by Fraser Simons at Springboard Thought as his favourite book from his birth year. So that's the one we'll be reading. There's a link to my Discord in the description for the video, so if you fancy joining in the discussion and reading along with us, then do click that link. I know that Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, who's one of the other hosts for June on the Range, is going to be reading it as well, so there'll definitely be a few of us reading it. So yeah, that's one on my Kindle. Another one I've got on my Kindle before I get into the physical books, which I think I'm going to try and read this month, is Riders of the Purple Sage by... I've completely forgotten who it's by. Zane Grey. That's terrible, isn't it? So Riders of the Purple Sage by Zane Grey, which obviously is considered one of the classics of the genre. So yeah, that's one I think I will definitely try and read. I think I did try and read it when I was a teenager and didn't get on with it for whatever reason. So I may well give that one another go as well. So in terms of other things I've got in front of me then, let me go through. Right, so a couple of things you might have predicted. So I've got a couple of books from the Edge series. So these are the next two I need to read. And I haven't yet read an Edge book in May. So as I'm filming this, it is the 29th of May. And because I've been focusing on horror this month, I haven't read my three... There's normally 3 books that I read every month. An Edge book, actually 4. An Edge book, a survivalist book, a executioner book, and a gore book. And I haven't read any of those this month. And probably won't. So I think I will definitely read 1 or 2 Edge books in May. I've also got, and this is one I actually bought for Garb August, but it fits the Western theme, so I may read it in May. Longarm and the French Actress by Tabor Evans, which is a slightly naughty Western. So Longarm is like a marshal or something like that. It's a long-running series. This is book 55 in the series. And I think in each entry he shoots some bad guys and makes love to some beautiful women. So yeah, it promises a bit of spice along with the horse opera. So I've got that one. Some more that are, I guess, more towards the popular end of the spectrum, shall we say. So I've got a stack of Louis L'Amour's. So I bought this bunch of Louis L'Amour's off eBay a little while ago. I have read one of them, which was The Empty Land, which was pretty good. So I'll probably read at least one other Louis L'Amour, maybe 2, given how central he is to the genre. So let me just go through these because they've got wonderful covers. So I've got Mojave Crossing, War Party, Mustang Man, Crossfire Trail, the Sackett brand, Rivers West. I have to say, these covers, I mean this one in particular I think is fantastic. They're really great, aren't they? It's such a shame that we don't get painted covers anymore. They're just beautiful. Anyway, Then the next one I hold up is a photo. Shalako. So this is the movie tie-in edition, the movie featured, which I don't think I've heard of, but features Sean Connery and Brigitte Bardot. So that's quite a cast, even if Brigitte Bardot did end up being a bit of a right-wing nutcase. As in fact, I think did Sean Connery to an extent. Hi Lonesome. Under the Sweetwater Rim. I don't know what a Sweetwater Rim is. It sounds like it might be rude. Brionne or Brionne. Oh, and actually, there's some at the bottom here that aren't Louis L'Amour's. Yondering. So Yondering is the final Louis L'Amour, and then I've also got these two, which are also naughty westerns apparently. So from the Gunslinger series. So these are listed as adult westerns. So I've got Peacemaker. He looks like Robert Redford, doesn't he? I think he's supposed to look like Robert Redford. So yes, anyway, I've got Gunslinger Peacemaker by Charles C. Garrett and Gunslinger Rebel Vengeance. So I just need to rearrange that stack so it doesn't fall over. So similarly, you know, kind of from the popular end, I've got this couple that I picked up from the library, which are like modern westerns, so you know, published in the last 15 years or so. So I figured I'd, you know, obviously most western, you know, there were a million westerns published, you know, between I guess like the 20s and the 70s, and then as a genre it has, you know, definitely died out for understandable reasons. So that there is a lot about westerns that is problematic, and that's something I will be considering, I think, when I read them. And I do think that you know, that there is a cultural legacy to the Western genre that many genres can't claim to have. So many genres, I think, may have left an impact on you know, entertainment and things like that, but have not left an impact on the wider world. I think, and feel free to disagree with me in the comments because I'm sure there will be people that do. I think the lasting legacy of the Western on American society is that it really helped to stoke America's love of the gun. So I think the like totemic nature of the gun in westerns as the solution to, you know, to life's problems is something that is, you know, still central to American society today, as recent horrific events have shown us. So anyway, these two modern ones. So I have Return to Red River by Johnny D. Boggs, who I think is quite a successful modern Western writer, and then Widowmaker Jones by Brett Cogburn, or Cogburn. I still haven't figured out how you pronounce his name. Who is the great grandson of Rooster Cogburn or Cogburn. So yes, those look quite interesting. I've then got this one, which was, so this was recommended by Michael K. Vaughan, chief host. So two novels by Richard Matheson. So I really like the Richard Matheson books I've read, which are only a couple. So I've read I Am Legend, which I love, and The Shrinking Man, which I also love. So interested to read some westerns by him. Obviously those two are kind of horror / sci-fi. So this is Journal of the Gun Years and The Gunfight. So yeah, looking forward to those. And then in terms of kind of more, I guess, classic Western type stuff. So I'm going to show this edition. I've also got it in a collected edition, but I do quite like this battered old hardback. So the Oxbow Instant by Walter van Tilburg Clark, which I believe is considered to be a classic of the genre. So this is a lovely old battered copy from the Ayr and Spottiswoode Frontier Library. So I do quite like that. But I have also got it in this lovely Library of America edition of the Western. So 4 classic novels from the 40s and 50s. So The Oxbow Incident, as just mentioned. The Searchers by Alan LeMay. Shane by Jack Schaefer, and Warlock by Oakley Hall. So yeah, really looking forward to, I will definitely read at least one of these, maybe 2. This was very kindly sent to me by Michael. So thank you again, Michael, for this. It's a lovely, lovely edition. So yes, very much looking forward to reading those. And then also in a similar, maybe somewhere between the two, so maybe somewhere between kind of pulpy and classic, I've got a couple of Elmore Leonard Western collections. So I have this one, Elmore Leonard's Western Roundup #1, which has 3 of his Western novels in it. So The Bounty Hunters, 40 Lashes Less 1 and Gunsights. So, you know, Elmore Leonard I love as a crime writer. Obviously he started out as a Western writer. So really looking forward to reading one of his Westerns, which I have never done. And then I also have this, The Complete Western Stories, which has all his Western short stories, which were published originally in, you know, a variety of different men's adventure magazines. As you can see from this rather lovely front pages, or are they end pages? I don't know. I guess these ones are front pages. So yes, you know, Western fiction was huge in, you know, in magazines during the period it was popular. And Elmore Leonard is, you know, considered to have written some of the best short Western fiction. So yeah, definitely looking forward to reading that. And then 2 more. So I also have The Authentic Death of Hendry Jones by Charles Neider, which is supposed to be, I think, a slightly more reflective Western, should we say. So yeah, that's supposed to be excellent. That was recommended to me some time ago by Stark Holborn, who is a fantastic writer of kind of modern Western fiction. So yeah, they recommended it to me and it looks fantastic. And then I also have The Adversary by Patrick Harnish. So this is a Western horror novel, which Patrick very kindly sent me a copy of, which sounds fantastic. So this is one I'm definitely going to read this month. So I think in terms of definite, I'm definitely going to read the Cormac McCarthy, Blood Meridian. I'm definitely going to read this. I'm definitely going to read at least one Elmore Leonard novel or short story. I'm definitely going to read 1, maybe 2 from the Western collection. I'm definitely going to read 1 of the Richard Matheson, so there's 2 in this volume. And then I'm definitely going to read 1 of the Louis L'Amours, I think. And then after that, we'll see. And I'm keen not to completely fill up my months with Westerns. I'm going to start with Westerns and see how I get on, see how I feel, see if I feel like I can do a full month. But I'm quite prepared. I'm not tying myself to Westerns, so I'm quite prepared to pluck something else from the shelves if I need a bit of a break from all the gun smoke and you know, the stench of horse manure. So yes, but we shall see. So yeah, do let me know if you're taking part in June on the Range and what you'll be reading for it. Let me know if you've read any of these and if there's any you particularly recommend. But yeah, aside from that, hope you're all safe and well. Hope you're reading good stuff, and I will speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.